Everybody, how's it going? Statman coming right back at you, and today I'm going to be talking about another second spin order that I made. This time around, I picked up a bunch of cheapo titles, things that were all under $5, so it brought it down even cheaper when there was a sale for like 25% off or something like that. I can't even remember what, I think it was buy one, get one half off, which makes it 25%. But whatever the discount was, it was suffice to say that I got a pretty damn good deal, because after I did the math, I found out nothing in this selection of Blu-rays that I'm about to show you cost me more than $4. It was about $3.75 per title, if I remember correctly, so not too shabby. The first one that I got here was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons that I've been holding back on getting like titles like this and even Clerks 2 in my collection is because I didn't have Dogma. And I was like, you know what, if I don't have Dogma in high def, why am I even bothering to get this? You know what I mean? If I can't get all of the View Askew universe on Blu-ray, why am I going to bother getting these titles as well? You know what I mean? So I mainly stuck to the ones that I love the most, which were Mallrats and Clerks. And I mean, to be fair, I'm still not going to get Chasing Amy, because they really destroyed the transfer for that one. But regardless, this is one that I do enjoy, and I did one in my collection, and it was very, very cheap. Less than $4. Can't beat that. Hilarious movie that I reference every now and then. So, clearly not something that I have forgotten about or just, you know, isn't very important to me. It is, because I often bring it up as a joke every now and then. I'll, you know, be making a joke to somebody and I'll use it as a reference. You know what I mean? But anyways, the next one I got was The Other Guys, which honestly, when I first saw the trailer for this, I did not think it was going to be very good. But when I actually decided to watch the movie and see for myself, I discovered it actually is very good. It was hilarious. It was very well done. I was shocked, genuinely shocked by how good this is. And also shocked that I didn't have it in my collection. I could have sworn I did. But when I looked in my collection, I was just like, nope, I don't have this. Why do I not have this? And under $4 for this one, not a bad price to pay if you ask me. And it's the unrated other edition, if that makes any difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure they put this out in many different editions, or at least in a couple different editions. So, I don't know. It has both the theatrical and extended versions. Cool. Actually, I probably haven't actually seen the extended version, so that will be cool. Awesome. Next up, I decided to pick up Spawn, because, well, they're doing the remake of Spawn, so if we're going to go back and watch the original movie of Spawn, which a lot of people say isn't very good, doesn't hold up, I have to tend to agree it doesn't really hold up as well nowadays, but there are a lot of technical aspects about it, just the special effects and everything, that I feel like were pretty awesome achievements at the time. And at the time, back in the 90s, this was actually one of the better, you know, comic-to-screen comic book adaptations. You know what I mean? So I actually really enjoyed it when I was a kid, and I do have a bit of a nostalgia for it because of that. I remember there was a new theater opening up in our area, and it was like a big deal because it was the first theater to have more than 10 screens. Like, that tells you how old I am. But yes, it was the first theater to have more than 10 screens in our area, and it was back in, I think, 1997. And what they did to like celebrate the fact that this theater had come to the area was they had like one or two nights where there was a bunch of movies they were just literally showing for free and letting people see for free. And guess what one of those free movies was? Spawn. I'd already seen it in the theater when it came out, but then I decided to go and see it in the theater again for free during that event. And yeah, so I've seen this in theaters twice, and a lot of times since then on TV and whatnot. But yeah, I do enjoy this one. I do have some fond nostalgia for it. And I don't think it deserves some of the hate that it gets. It isn't great. Complete honesty. But it is kind of good. It's fun. You know what I mean? Next up, I decided to bite the bullet and finally buy the movie that I thought of first. And that would be Unfriended. If you don't know the tale, I was actually talking to my good friend Skinslip on a Google Hangouts several years ago, and we were talking about like horror movie ideas, and I was like, well, I think you could make this into a good horror movie right here, like Google Hangouts kind of thing, you know? What if somebody just started killing everybody that we know in the background or something like that, and we had to try and figure out who the killer was before they killed us, you know what I mean? And so we were talking about how that might work and how it might look. We were talking about how, oh man, you could do that on such a low budget, we should totally do that. And I think we were live when we did it, which is why I have jokingly said in the past, like in past Saturday Night Insanities and whatnot, like, we thought of that movie and then we said it live, talked about it live on air, and then somebody heard it and stole it from us. It is a possibility, but I don't actually think that's what happened. It's just, great minds think alike, or I guess twisted, ridiculous minds think alike. Because honestly, I saw the trailer, I was like, not only did they steal my idea, but they fucked it up. Well, what are you going to do? I haven't seen it yet, so I can't accurately judge whether or not they truly screwed it up. But the trailer didn't look too great. It didn't impress me too much, and I was still a little butthurt over the fact that my idea had gotten used, even though I didn't get any money for coming up with it and stuff like that, So it didn't matter, right? Because if somebody else has the same idea you have, then take action to actually do something about it. Then whose fault is it that you didn't make any money from it? You. And in that case, me. It's my fault. So anyways, haven't seen this, and they have a new one coming out, or a new one already came out, so I wanted to see this finally in less than $4. Yeah, okay. I'll finally get around to watching it for that price. Only for that price. I was not willing to pay more than $5. Next up, I decided to pick up Rush. I don't typically like movies like this. However, I did see Cinema Sickness saying that this was a pretty good movie. Highly recommending it, in fact. So because he recommended it, I decided, you know what? I do want to give this one a chance, so I put it on my wish list on Amazon, and then when the sale came up, I kind of cross-checked my Amazon wish list, saw this on there, checked on SecondSpin, and sure enough, it was there, and it was a pretty good price. Another reason I wanted to see this movie is because, of course, you've got Chris Hemsworth, and it's a Ron Howard movie. I really love Ron Howard's movies. I'm a huge fan of the guy. He's done a lot of great films. He's directed a lot of great films. So definitely wanted to give this one a chance because that guy does some pretty cool stuff. So if Cinema Sickness thinks this is a great movie and it was directed by Ron Howard and it's got Chris Hemsworth, okay, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm not that big of a fan of like racing stuff like this, you know what I mean? Formula One, I believe, is what this is. So it doesn't really matter because if it's a good movie, it's a good movie, you know what I mean? Next up, I decided to get Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake with Nicolas Cage, because, well, our Lord and Savior can do no wrong. Nicolas Cage is just incredible in this movie. Okay, maybe he's not technically brilliant or technically good in this movie, but he cheeses it up for the screen in a fun and interesting way and memorable way that I feel like a lot of people can relate to and probably remember quite well from having seen this in the past. So, yeah, I have some fondness for this movie. No, it's not great, but it's like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, somewhere around there. A fun, cheesy popcorn flick you can throw on in the background, not worry about whether you missed a scene here or there, and just have fun with it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, very good stuff here. I'm sure because it's one of the older releases that not a very good transfer, but whatever. I needed it in my collection, and it was under $4, so I decided to get it. Next up, I also decided to pick up Don't Breathe. This one I have seen. Recently saw it from a streaming service. I believe it was actually the Xfinity Comcast service that I was using. I gotta say, like, when I saw the trailer for it, I thought it was an interesting concept, but I wasn't excited for it. I thought, this isn't gonna be that good. Surprisingly, was actually really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Very good stuff here with Don't Breathe. In fact, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite modern horror movies of the past few years. I wouldn't put it on like the top 5 list, but maybe the top 10, more likely the top 20, you know what I mean? It's definitely like a 7 out of 10, I'll put it that way. 7 out of 10 rating from me for Don't Breathe. I would definitely recommend it to people who have not seen it yet. Yes, it has some issues. No, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good for a horror movie. There was another one that came out around this time that I saw that, like, it Lights Out. Yeah, that one was terrible. I'm sorry, that was just not good. I mean, if I had to give that one a rating, I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. It really was not good. But this one, this is where the money's at, and that's why I put the money in this one. And it was actually really cheap. Less than $4. Can't go wrong. Last but not least is a movie that until I had decided to make this order from SecondSpin, I had no idea it even existed. And then I saw it on sale on SecondSpin, and I was just like, wait a minute, I've never heard of this movie before. What is it? I find out it's a noir, a film noir that I've never heard of before, that actually looks really interesting. I'll probably watch it and find out it's crap, but it doesn't matter because I paid very little money for it to get it in high definition, and that would be Kansas City Confidential. Now, one thing I will point out about this is that it comes to you from HD Classics, which does not strike me as a notable name in the disc authoring business. You know what I mean? It's not a label. It's not a Shout Factory. It's not a Arrow. It's nothing like that, right? So it's like, what the hell even is HD Cinema Classics? I don't even know what that is. Which tells me the transfer, there's a good chance it's not very good. Because if I don't know who the hell even made this Blu-ray, chances are it's not too great. It could be just a middle of the line kind of thing. But whatever the case is, I'm not expecting much, and I did see a review on, I think it was Blu-ray.com, saying that the transfer wasn't necessarily too impressive. But again, what sold me was the concept of the movie alone, and the fact that it was a film noir that was actually very affordable. It was under $4. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will do that, even though it's coming from a unknown label, for me at least. It's a movie that I want to see and want to know more about, so I took the chance. Kansas City Confidential. And that is everything that I picked up from SecondSpin. All right there, nice and dandy. They were all very, very cheap, too. Like I said, all of them under $4, so can't go wrong there. In fact, I think the total I paid for all 8 of them was under $30, just to give you a sense of it there. It's hard to do better than that. Get 8 Blu-rays for less than $30. Go ahead and try. You know, it's not going to be easy to do. So, yeah, I was very happy with these pickups, even though, I mean, a lot of them I haven't seen in years. A lot of them I haven't seen at all, or some of them I should say I haven't seen at all. And, yeah, definitely a lot of these I was taking a chance on, but whatever. Most of them were titles I just wanted in my collection. So, yeah. Anyways, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.